Well, Dokkan has released a hint, and this is the hint. It's Daima. As you can see here, we've got the blue and red. Well, not exactly blue and red. It's like light blue and magenta, but still, this is basically the color scheme that was going when Goku ascended to Super Saiyan 4 in his mini form. Now, this is not to say that there's not going to be an adult version of this, but at the very least, Daima representation will start with the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or maybe they start at Super Saiyan 3 and maybe the entrance animation or perhaps an active skill will transform him into Super Saiyan 4. So we know that it's Daima. All the signs are pointing to Daima. All the signs are pointing to this sequence right here. Gotta turn off the music. But I mean, this is very obviously what it's referencing. This video is not just going to be hyping up Daima, but it's also going to be doing what we traditionally do here on the channel. Whenever it comes to these hints, we also need to cover our bases and discuss what it could not be. Because you know what? Sometimes there's some doubt. And actually, to be fair and play devil's advocate, there actually could be a very logical scenario where it's not Daima. And this could refer to, I think there are two other things that this could be signifying in a more direct way. So I want to go over all of that. So again, I think it's Daima for the record. So I don't need any comments saying,
Toon, it is not going to be UI Goku versus Jiren. It's going to be Daima.
I know. Get off my please. Let me have fun with this, okay? I think it's going to be UI Goku versus Jiren. Why? Because quite literally, they do the thing where the lines go all crazy. Red and blue lines. Where is it? Lines. Look at that. Look at them lines. It's all fancy. Like this. Kind of. All right? So it's going to be UI Goku and Jiren. It is. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. I am getting yet another Tournament of Power based celebration. Why? Because it's based. It's going to be this. Okay? Besides that, it could also be this. The Purple Hurricane. What is it called? Purple Hurricane? Purple Comet. This one, right? Well, I mean, this one's kind of slower, but like, you know, they team up and then they go, and then they create Hollow Purple. It could even be Hollow Purple, right? This is the one that I was gonna say could be a pretty direct reference. Ultimately, neither the events of Daima nor the Future Saga take place in a cityscape. Actually, wait, that's not true. Future Saga takes place in more of a cityscape than Daima does. Daima is in its own little world. So this is not about like, oh my God, the setting matters. Look, the Statue of Liberty is there. You know what? Maybe this is Spider-Man No Way Home. You know, maybe this is like a reference to the two other Spider-Mans that come in, or maybe it's the tear in space-time, where like all the Sony references are showing up. Like it has nothing to do with location. This is just spectacle. So actually, Future Arc has a legitimate shot at the representation in terms of that, but it's not. Like it's Daima because we know that the instruments warming up and all that is going to be for the Daima music. The story is setting up for it. I mean, everything, all signs are pointing towards Daima, but we got to point this out. And also shout out to Limandao, because this art is insane. I like this. What happened? Where did it go? I actually like this. I even tweeted about this. Why is that like not here anymore? Maybe this is a repost. No, it's from August. Man, what the? Whatever. Blue Vegito and Rose. I mean, we're not going to get this, but whenever we do revisit this in the future, I think it'll be incredibly hype. Future Saga, I talked about this a couple of videos ago. Future Saga from 2023 was one of the more hype celebrations in recent memory, where it was bringing people back. A lot of people who didn't play Dokkan, a lot of like creators who don't play Dokkan, just people in general, were coming back to the game because of this. So I think Future Saga has a tremendous impact. Speaking of the rivalry, we can't not mention Saiyan Saga, right? There's a lot of parallels with Legends right now because Legends 7th Anniversary Part 2 is represented by Saiyan Saga. Red versus Blue. This isn't exactly Red versus Blue, but you know, it's close. It's close enough to warrant a listing of these two in the category of possibilities. Another Red versus Blue, or Red and Blue, would be Royal Blue and Blue Kaioken. So again, more Tournament of Power. I will do whatever I can to increase the the likelihood of tournament power happening, so I will do my part. Also, Super Saiyan 4 Goku Xeno and Blue Goku. This is actually something that kind of triggers me because as a Super Saiyan 4 fan, I irrationally want Super Saiyan 4 to be stronger than Blue. I don't like that they are on a level playing field. Some would even argue that Super Saiyan 4 is only on level with Super Saiyan God. I say nay. I say to hell with that. It must be Super Saiyan 4 that's stronger than Blue. So whatever. This could be cool. Maybe this is like the grand return of heroes after Divers failed so badly. What else we got here? We got Gaz and Mez. They could totally happen. Let's have that. Let's have them spearhead the little Dokkan celebration. General Blue and Commander Red. Okay. I'm going to say it because some of y'all won't. This is cryptic. It's indirect, and it means Dragon Ball Saga. Okay, now, hear me out on this one, okay? Hear me out on this one. If you take the image and you reverse it or invert it, what do you get? You get green and you get orange. What could be green and orange? I'll tell you what. The answer? Zarbon. Why? Green hair, orange shoulder pads. Even if you swap it around and you look at the regular colors, the purple, like magenta hue, that's the background. And then the blue is Zarbon's skin or even his blood. So Zarbon has a claim to fame with this hint. Fight me on that one. And that's it. I couldn't think of anything else. But you know what? Let's go check out the tweet. So I dropped a tweet where I asked you guys to give me your best options for what this could be if it's not Daima. And we got a couple of responses. I'm a little late to the party, but I still want to go over what your suggestions were. Show me if it's not Daima, what could it be? Obviously it's Daima. So let's see. UI versus Jiren. Oh my God, how did I not think of this? Oh my God, it's the Battle City semifinals. Of course. You know, actually, fun fact, even during that fight, when Yugi summons Slifer, Slifer's body like wraps around the tower. So it is kind of like the blue and red are intertwining. And then of course they like cancel each other out after a bunch of turns where they're going back and forth. Yeah, that's actually a good one. That's a good one. Other than what the comments are saying, it could be Vegeta Gallic Gun and Trunks Rage. Okay, yeah. You know what? It could be the father-son Gallic Gun. That's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Apparently that guy sucks in Legends, which sucks, but that's actually a pretty good idea. Sonic and Rose, right? Her name Rose? I forgot her name. I don't play the Sonic games. Don't kill me. All I know is Sonic, Metal Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. And Rogue. No, Rouge. Yes, Purple Hurricane. Actually, this art is awesome. Who drew this? Daniel Arts 98. Shout out. This is really cool, actually. Wow, I kind of like that. Yeah, that would be a good one. Dude, get more Ginyu Force? Yes, please. Rose and Vegito. I mean, if you know, like if this actually was the celebration, these guys would get ultra mega easy ace. UI versus Jiren. And what the hell? Man, what does this have to... Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. Red versus blue, yeah, okay. Rose and Zamasu, yeah. The Flash multiverse? The multiverse doesn't look like that, does it? I'd be okay with that. I am looking at this tweet very soon after posting it because I am late to the party, so there'll probably be more responses later on. I just had to get this video out quickly because it's very late where I am and I missed it. New Rose Vegito, and then yeah, okay, so that was pretty much it. Now as far as the lineup's concerned, what does this mean for the lineup? I think, like I said, at the bare minimum, we're gonna get Goma and we're gonna get Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku. Now, will they actually do the thing where they give us part 1 Mini Goku and then part 2 Adult Goku? I'm not so sure. Because if you think about this from a hype standpoint, or like I guess a business standpoint, right? If we know we are getting a Super Saiyan 4 Daima Mini now, they could, in theory, hold on to that Super Saiyan 4 Adult for as long as they want because they know people would be yearning for that guy to show up. Now, I'm not trying to say this because I want them to do it this way. I'm just saying, like, they could very easily do it that way. So if we were to look at this through the conventional 4 LR lineup, I'm going to do another video, by the way, talking about the 4 LRs versus the 6 LRs probably. I don't want to jump into that now, but let's just say for argument's sake, it is a 4 LR lineup, right? So part one is going to have 1, 2, right? Man, what the hell? Okay. And then part 2 is gonna what is happening here? Okay. So then if I am going to scream. I'm gonna scream! Part 2. Why are you different? Why are you different? Part 1. Super Saiyan 4. Mini Goku Daima. Donna. Great. Daima. And we have Goma, right? I don't think they're gonna do double Goma. Goma is not box office enough. So I'm gonna say one Goma that applies to both. Because I mean, obviously Goku fights Goma as giant form. So it's gonna be Third Eye Goma, maybe some sort of an entrance animation turning him from Pipsqueak into Third Eye Goma. But it's still gonna be Goma. After that, what could they do in part 2? I would want Super Saiyan 4 Adult Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Adult Vegeta. Would they do that? Yes. Could they do that? Yes. Will they? I don't know. If they make this a Daima / something else celebration, be it Namek Saga or GT or whatever, that could be interwoven in. And if this were to go the full 6 LR release schedule instead of 4, then maybe we get a little bit more of that going on. I don't think, I mean, because right now, when you think of Daima, there's really only just a handful of characters that would sell. There are a lot of characters, obviously, and they would eventually contribute to the world of Daima, to the category of Daima. But as far as box office, as far as, you know, like selling people on the celebration, having a summonable Pansy, not gonna fly. A summonable Piccolo, not gonna fly. Why? Piccolo just doesn't do anything like new. I mean, he's there, but he doesn't actually have a new form or anything. It's gotta be Goma, it's gotta be Vegeta, it's gotta be Goku, and if anything, you could throw in like the Majin boys. They could also be part of this, but I don't know if they're gonna sell at the level of these guys. These guys are on a whole nother level. So if we were to do, you know, the third LR for part 1 and the third LR for part 2, you could throw in maybe the Majin boys. Maybe, you know, we could do like Majin bros, and then for this one, Tamagamis. Maybe that could be kind of like what they do. They have the head honchos, Super Saiyan 4s, and then they throw in like a joined forces of something. The Majin boys, the Tamagamis. The Tamagamis never actually work together. You just see the one shot of them when they explain what the Tamagamis are at the beginning, but you don't actually like see them work together. So maybe this might be a little too soon. Maybe they introduce just Tamagami. Well, actually, we don't have any of the Tamagamis. So yeah, we'll just get like Tamagami 1. Tamagami 1. Boom. And then we could just do, oh man, you know what? Knowing them and how they like to shaft my boy Vegeta, what if they do Majin Ku and they do Majin Buu? And it's just Goku and a bunch of other guys. Like this, to me, doesn't sell. The Goku sells, but this doesn't sell. There has to be somebody else that can sell. Goma, I would argue, could like kind of lead that. Because if they're going to do 3 LRs, 1 would be Dokkan Festival, 2 would be Carnival LRs, right? So if these are the 2 Carnival LRs, okay, that works. But if you go here and you look at Majin Ku and Tamagami 1, I just don't think that that's going to sell. So if you want to sell the part 2 banner, you got to have somebody in there. So maybe it's just, you know, my Vegeta vision, but you got to have Vegeta in there. Like he's Ultra Vegeta 1. You can't not have him. Maybe Tamagami 2. Boom. There you go. That's my lineup. That's if it's just Daima. I mean, again, this doesn't tell us everything. This just tells us that Daima is coming, and that's it. So could I make a video on just this hint? Yeah, you damn right I can, and I did. So let's talk about it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, obviously like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on what this could be if it's not Daima, and if it's not any of the things that I already discussed in the video. Like we've already covered Future Saga, the Purple Hurricane, Hollow Purple, you know, Battle City semifinals. We already covered all that. What other ideas do you have for what it could be that's not one of the things that we mentioned? And what would be a more hype lineup to you, assuming it is only Daima? Obviously, the Super Saiyan 4 has to be in there, but besides that, how would you build the rest of the banners? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.